Hey, what's up, xTribe? This is Ben Mueller, and today what I want to talk about is the invitation. I know there's been a lot of people waiting for some training around the invitation, and I'm going to try and keep this short and concise and help you guys with how to invite people to look at Fusion from a business opportunity and or product, right? So first and foremost, the invitation is probably next to the follow-up one of the most important action steps that you can take in building your business. It's how you get your business going, right? And I'll kind of what I want to do is kind of talk about what I do and how it's been effective and give you kind of some examples on how to invite people to look at the company. So first and foremost, I talk, when you're brand new to network marketing, the invitation is all about belief, right? So if you're brand new to network marketing, you want to make sure that you've got a good understanding around what network marketing is. You want to have a good understanding about the company and the products, and don't sit and overanalyze things and spend a ton of time trying to download all this information. But you want to get your belief level up, because what happens is when you're talking to people, that belief level shines through. So if you're brand new to network marketing, sometimes, and this is just what I do, and I want you to talk to your upline about this also, but what I do in terms of when I'm training people is, if they're brand new, use Facebook messaging, use texting. When our new app comes out June 1st, we're going to have WhatsApp, we're going to have texting, we're going to have emailing. Emailing, it's a 4% open rate, right? So if you're doing emails for your invitation, I would look at that, right? Because you're only getting a 4% open rate. It's really tough to get the information over to people. But when you're texting, when you're doing a personal Facebook message, people see that right away, okay? Now, Randy will say this, and most network marketers are going to say, talk to people, right? Call them face to face, belly to belly when you're doing your invitation, okay? But like I said, if you're brand new and you don't have that belief level up to where you need it to be yet, you might want to try a couple Facebook messages and test them. Test what you're saying. Do a couple, see what people are, how they're responding, okay? And then if they're not responding favorably, you can adjust it, okay? So number one, if you're brand new to network marketing, you might want to try a couple invitations through text, through Facebook messaging. Otherwise, you need to be talking to people, because that verbal, the inflections in your voice, that belief level is going to come out, and that's what helps people get them to that first video, okay? So how do I talk to people? I tend to lead with the business. The reason why I do that is that I can fall back to the product if they're not interested in the business. If I lead with the product, if they're not interested, it's hard to fall back to the business, right? But I'm not going to talk to Grandma Martha that's 88 years old about the business. I'm not going to do that, right? So I'm going to talk to her about the products. But this is where I call this the red flag. Okay, when the red flag comes up, so there's two different ways to do an invitation. Either while you're in a conversation and the red flag pops up and it gives me an opening to talk about Fusion, or I'm just doing a true blue invitation. I'm right out of the gate talking about Fusion. So let's first talk about when I'm in a conversation. People's health and their finances are brought up a ton. Take notice of this. When you're talking with people, how many times does health come up, or finances, right? Oh, I missed my son's soccer game because I had to work. Or, I'm not feeling that great these days. I don't have the energy, right? And when I'm talking to people, I'm always asking them questions, right? If you've never read the book, How to Influence People and Win Friends, what's the name of it exactly? How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. He talks about being genuinely interested in other people. Okay, so when I'm talking to someone, I'm asking questions, not because I'm trying to sell them. I just want to know about them, right? If you're trying to sell them, they're going to read into that. But if you're trying to genuinely know who they are and ask questions and get to know them, they feel like it's about them. Okay, so let's say I just meet this person and I'm talking to them, and I'm not just going to fire into Fusion, but I'm just going to get to know them a little bit. I might say, hey, what do you do for a living? And they come back and they say, well, I'm a nurse, or I'm a firefighter, or I'm a writer. Okay. Well, what do you love about being a nurse? Well, I get to help people. I get to really make an effect on people's lives. And the conversation's going, and I might ask them, what don't you like about being a nurse? Well, the hours are hard. I'm working 12-hour shifts. I don't see the kids very often, 3 or 4 days out of the week. I'm doing 12s, and it's tough. Boom, red flag. Right there, I can say, would you be open to looking at another stream of income? Right? Let's say I'm talking about, I want to talk about the product with someone, and I'm asking them questions. How's your health doing? How you feeling these days? Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. I wish I had a little bit more energy. I'm getting older, or I've put some pounds on, or whatever. I'm right there's a red flag. Hey, I've got something you might want to take a look at. It's an energy drink, all natural, no GMO, no preservatives, very inexpensive, really good stuff. You might want to take a look at that. It's helped a lot of people, with their energy levels and putting good stuff in their bodies. So that's an example of a conversational type invitation. The red flag pops up because I'm asking questions. And at that point in time, when they give me something where I know Fusion could fit in and bring value to their life, okay, that's when I can move in there with the Fusion. Okay. Now here's another point. If you're worried about how much money you're going to make when you're talking to someone, if you're worried about selling that person, people are going to know that. When you come off desperate, right? If it's if you were my friend, you would buy this, or, that just comes off in a desperate way, right? We want to hold our posture up. We want to respect our business. And when we respect our business, others will do the same. Now you're brand new and you're like, I have no idea how to do that. It will come with time. As you dive into this industry and you learn the industry, your posture will change. Believe me, my invitations from 12 years ago were a joke compared to where they are now. Okay? But the key is practice. You got to practice. You got to do it. You can't let fear block you. And the way that you avoid fear from blocking you is you make it about the other person. You realize that you've got a piece of gold here and you're trying to help that person. And you're bringing value to them. So whenever I go into an invitation, it's not about, oh boy, this person's going to be huge and they're going to make me all this money. No, it's about how can I help this person? And I'm telling you guys, I read this statement a long time ago, and it said the wealthiest people in the world, and wealth was defined as money, happiness, joy, whatever, are the ones that help the most people, or are the ones that add the most value to the most people's lives. It's that simple. You look at any wealthy person in this world, again, happiness or whatever, it's because they're out there helping people. And I had to get a 2x4 across the head when I first started in this, because my first year was that desperate, I need to get you, I need to get you, right? We're not getting anybody. We're trying to help people. So that should be part of your mindset as you go into an invitation. How can I be of service? And I'm telling you, they will receive it a heck of a lot better. Okay? So remember the posturing, the confidence, not ego, but confidence in what you're doing. And when you have confidence, people will want to follow. Okay? So how do I do just a right out of the gate invitation? And I've done many of these, right? And get right when I got into Fusion, because my belief level was so sky high, I was like, this is the best opportunity that this industry has ever seen. And that's not BS. This is the best opportunity anybody's ever seen. Right out of the gate, the people that I stopped talking to my warm market years ago with my other company, because My belief level wasn't there. I knew that, I'm going to lead people into a situation where they've got to grind to get anything done. And that's not what Fuxion is. So when Fuxion came along, I went back to those people that I haven't talked to for years about it. And people that had told me, oh, you're in one of those pyramid schemes, whatever. I went back to them and I simply said, listen, remember, people are going to duplicate what you do. So if I go into this long stretched invitation and I'm quoting all this stuff, and people are going to think, wow, do I have to do that? I don't know if I can do that. We want it duplicatable. So what I do is I keep it as simple as possible. Hey, I want you to take a look at something. We got $100 million company that is just launching into the US right now. This is a very, very rare situation, but it's one of those opportunities where people can truly create financial freedom. I want you to take a look at a 6-minute video or whatever video that we have at that time. I want you to look at this video, and I'm going to follow up with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. I want you to watch it between now and 9 a.m. tomorrow, and let's talk about this thing. If you're not interested, that's called a release statement. If you're not interested, totally cool. But I thought I would put it in front of you, right? Nice, simple invitation, right? Hey, I know you're into health. I've got a new company that has all products are no preservatives, non-GMO, no fillers, just good stuff, and at a good price, below market value. I'm wondering if you want to take a look at these things, because I know you drink teas, coffee, sodas, all that stuff. Just replace it with with better ingredients. Would you like to take a look at it? I'll send you a link. What are you interested in changing about your health? There's the question. Once they come back and they're interested, then I'm going to send them one of the videos on the products. Okay. So those are a couple simple invitations that you can do. Here's another one. If I'm talking about the business, hey, I just got into a company that's just launching out of Latin America. It's already at $100 million. 95% of these companies never even reach $100 million. And we've got one launching into the US. I've got 2 positions in the company, and I want you to have one of them. I want to compliment the people, right? I'm going to say, listen, I've got 2 positions in the company, and I know you're a motivated person. You're an entrepreneur. And I want you to have one of these positions. They're the best positions in my organization. Why? Because everything's going to fall underneath those 2 positions. One of those 2 positions. So they're the best in my organization. I want you to take a look at this 6-minute video and let me know what you think. And let's talk tomorrow morning at 8 so I can know if you're interested or not. If you're not, that's fine. And that allows me to go to the next person I have on my list. But if you are, let's talk about this. Are you available at 8 a.m. tomorrow? I'm setting a time. During the invitation, I'm setting a time, because mistakes people make is they don't set that time, and then a week passes, and then they call the person, and I let 7 days go by. What does that tell that other person? It tells that other person that it's not that valuable. If it was valuable, I would have been calling you tomorrow. Okay, and don't get caught up with the whole I'm bugging people. Remember, you are trying to bring something of value to someone. They just don't know it yet. They just don't know it yet. Okay, so there's a couple examples on how to invite. Bottom line is, from a business standpoint, I'm talking about the competitive advantages that Fuxion has. When you put all these things together, there's no company that can touch us. You're talking about the timing. You can use the price points. You don't have to all of this stuff at one time, but you can pick one of these in your initial invitation. Remember, when we get the app out, there's going to be scripts that are loaded into the app already. Okay, and you don't have to use those scripts, but they're there for you. But we're talking about the timing. We're talking about the price points, the product efficacy, the fact that we're trying to replace what people are already doing and save them money at the same time. We're talking about the leadership team. The amount of expertise that is in this company is unbelievable. We're talking about the app and how that can help get into momentum that much quicker. You know, we're talking about the fact that there's no auto ship requirement. That's huge. You know, if I'm talking to someone and I'm inviting them to look at this, and I know they've been in a prior company, and they go, oh, I tried that. Well, what happened with it? Why didn't it work? Right there, they're going to give me some information that I can counteract with what, well, they had this auto ship, and the people their comp plan was set up so that people didn't get into profit quickly enough, and, you know, the auto ship was just killing people. Great. Fuxion doesn't have an auto ship. It has an auto ship, but it's not mandatory. If I'm asking questions, I can get information to mitigate their problem. Okay? So, those are some basic invitations. Again, in our app, we're going to have scripting, but I guess some of the main points are watch your posture, respect what you do, believe in what you do, and when you're bringing out that information, they're going to accept it better. And make it about them. Make it about them. Go out there and try and help people. And what will happen is your business will grow. If you're focused on all the money you're going to make, people are going to read into that. It's not about that. It's about helping other people. Okay? So, Randy also wanted me to talk about some other areas that on articles that he's written about, and he sent me a couple links. There's one that he wrote about the top 10 keys of inviting. He says do it over the phone. Again, just like I said, you want to, if you can, verbal belly to belly, either the phone or belly to belly, you're talking with people because they feel that emotion. Okay? If you're not quite there yet, try some text, try some Facebook messaging, right? Have your dream board in front of you to keep your passion high. The great idea, right? You've got your dream board, you've got your vision in front of you. You're reading that vision or you're looking at that dream board while you're doing the invitation. You're keeping your belief level high. You know, you're attached to your why. We talk about, you know, what is your why? And why are you doing this? And that solidifies that reason in your heart and helps motivate you to make the invitations. Get off within 2 minutes. Listen, sometimes it's a matter of just calling someone saying, listen, I want to do a quick call with you. I've got something very important I want you to look at. Okay, it's not about small talk. It's a boom, I want to give you this information. Hey, we'll catch up later, but I've got something I want to show you right now. Okay? Number 4, get a commitment for them to attend a live event. Okay? Or else that they will review a link to an online presentation. That's why we set that time. Hey, I'm going to call you at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Okay, that's putting in their head that I expect them to watch that information. If I don't do that, it goes to the bottom of their to-do list, and they got 18 million things going on, and they're not going to get to it. But if I say, hey, 6-minute video, let's talk tomorrow at 9 a.m., they're going to get it done for the most part. Okay? Number 5, invite both spouses. If you're talking to a person that's married or, you know, has a significant other, you want to make sure that that person, the other significant other knows about this, right? And they're in on this. The last thing we want to do is have a husband or wife get all jacked up about this and excited, and then, you know, the other person has no idea about it. And then it causes a fight at home. We don't, you know, if they're married or they're with someone, get those two together. Listen, I want to talk to you and your wife about something that I ran into that's absolutely fabulous, right? Number 6, if it's going to be one-on-one, book it at their home. Listen, if you are in the same area of town as that person, get over to them. You know, sit in front of them with a computer, show them a video, talk to them. Face-to-face, belly-to-belly is the best way you can do it. Okay? Now, if you're not in the same local area, obviously technology rocks these days. We can do all kinds of things. Skypes, 3-way calls, conference calls, all kinds of stuff. We've got videos, you know. And remember, in the invitation, it's about leading people to a tool. You don't have to be the expert. We don't want you to be the expert. because that's not duplicatable. Again, if a person feels like they need to duplicate what they're doing or duplicate what you're doing and you're going off, it's hard for them to accept that they can do that. But if you just pointed them to a tool, I tell people we become professional pointers. That's it. Okay? 7, repeat the appointment at the end of the call. So you're talking with this person. Hey, remember tomorrow at 9 a.m. I'm going to call you. Okay? Is this a good number to reach at? You're reinforcing that. 8, don't call to reconfirm or you'll invite cancellations. So let's say it's 8:30. Hey, remember we got a call in a half an hour. No. Oh shoot, I'm doing this, I can't do it. Just set the appointment and be there at that appointment time. Number 9, great. Set aside 90 minutes and make as many invitations as you can fit in that time. I call this the silo approach. Everybody's got a million things going on. We got kids, we got this, we got that. You've got to set time aside and where you're going to do the invitations. When your business starts to grow, you can get pulled in many different directions. And if you don't set time aside to do those invitations, it's going to be hard to manage that. So just, whether it's once a day or whatever the time frame is, set an hour aside. I'm just doing invites for the next hour. Okay? Number 10, always answer a question with another question. Right? So we're talking about when I'm inviting someone and they've already been in a network marketing experience and they have a negative experience around it and they say, oh, I tried one of those things. Well, what happened? Tell me more about that. Right? I'm inviting that information so I can see how I can mitigate those waters. Okay? So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Kind of long-winded. I wanted to try and do this in like 6 minutes, and there's just a lot of information that I wanted to cover, but I hope it helped. Maybe we can get some shorter invite videos going, but anyways, have a great day, everybody. Again, this training will be on xtribeonline.com, and keep it short, sweet, simple, and things will happen for you. Just keep moving forward. If you get a no, it's okay. Put them on your drip list because people's lives change. Someone says no to me, it's okay. I put them out a couple months and I touch base with them again and see what's going on in their lives. Okay? And a lot of times people come out of the woodwork after you've been successful for a while. They're like, oh, is that thing really working? Yep, it's working. Have a great day, everybody. Take it easy. Later.